welcome. I am doing my first Facebook Live, and I'm waiting for a few people to come on to watch. I'm going to show how to make this very pretty Christmas card. It's a fun fold. And if you hop on, you might tell me where you're from. That way I know who is watching and where they're from. So welcome. Well, hello everybody. I'll get started with this card. This is a fun fold card, and it is using the Whimsy and Wonder Stampin' Up! DSP, and I thought it was very pretty. I had done a mystery stamping earlier, and hello Jane. And so with the mystery stamping, we did the fun fold, but we did it as a landscape. And so this is the card that we made whenever we were on the mystery stamping. And then I also did a few extra samples to show. And this one is a thank you card. And then you open it up like this. And then there was also one that used the big cats. And so that is the next card. And then I also had one of these that used the Whimsy and Wonder DSP. And so I thought it was very pretty, and I wanted to try and change the orientation to a portrait card instead of a landscape card. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to move this out of the way and bring in my pieces. The first piece that we need is a piece of polished pink, and that is 6.5 inches by 4.25 inches, and I scored it at the 5.5 inch mark, so right here. And then I also have another piece of polished pink, and that piece is 5.25 by 2.75. And then I'm going to welcome everyone. I see another viewer or so are jumping on. Then we also have our basic white. This piece is 5.25 by 4 inches. And then another piece that is 5 inches by 2.5. And then the Whimsy and Wonder DSP it's so pretty. We have two pieces that are 1 inch by 5.25, pardon me. And then we have a piece that is also it's 3/4 inches by 4 inches. So I'll lay that there. And then with the DSP, there are it's beautiful. And so I have this sheet that is the presents, and so I've been using it to cut out the different shapes and different presents for the different cards. And then on the back side, it's more of a neutral color or a neutral print. And so I have a few presents here that I'm going to choose from for my card, because on the inside I also have, when you open it up, there's a couple presents on the inside, but it's hidden by this piece of cardstock. And then so here are a few more. I probably won't use all of them, but I would like to have a selection. And then another sheet of the paper are several different types of trees, so I have the different trees that I want to choose from. So I will set these off to the side. And so we'll get started on putting the card together. It's a fairly fun and easy card to make. So I'll move these over here to the side and I'll bring in my liquid glue. And so I want to take my base piece here and I want to fold it on that score line, and then take my bone folder and burnish it. I like to turn it over, and then I like to burnish the whole card piece so that maybe it will lay a little flatter. So there's that. And then this piece will go on the inside here. So I like to add it first and just add a little bit of glue from around the edges and through the center. And I want to center that right here on this card base on the inside. This is one of our inside pieces. And so there we go. And then I want to bring in these two pieces. They're the DSP that's going to go on the inside here, so that you will see right here. So I'll turn these over. As people are getting on, if they would just say hello and maybe where they're from. All right, so I'm going to add this here, right on this one side, and then bring in my second one. And I like to add this to the right side. And I'm staying in the middle. I don't want the glue to ooze out the sides. So I'm going to bring this over here. Add that right there on the edge. Whoops. The glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room, but sometimes it gives you too much wiggle room. Okay. So I'll set that off to the side. I'm going to bring in this piece and add it to the other polished pink piece of cardstock. All right, hello Cindy, welcome. This is a card that we did for mystery stamping, but I am doing a different orientation. It was a landscape, and now we're doing a portrait style card. Okay, so now that I have this piece added on, I want to add it to my card front. So I'm going to line it up at the bottom and then try to get equal distance, center it between those two pieces of the DSP at the top. So it can be a little bit shy of the back piece, but you don't want this piece longer. And then I'm going to hold it in place and just add, whoops, I didn't do a very good job holding in place. There we go. And then I'm going to add my adhesive right here, just along this top. When I bring this down, oh, I can add a little bit more. Just smear it out a little bit. So add that there. And then straighten this up again. Bring this down. Oh, we miss you at Mystery Stamping, Cindy. You'll have to rejoin us again. I know you've had a lot going on. Okay, so there's where we've added that to the card front. Now I'm going to do that stamping. So I'm going to bring in, and I cannot remember where this Happy Holidays, where it's from. I don't know if it came out of a paper pumpkin or if it's out of a stamp set. I just cannot remember. But we're bringing in the soft succulent ink pad because I think it coordinates with some of the ivy in the DSP. I'll go ahead and add this piece of DSP. That way I won't lose it. So just add a little bit of glue to the center. add this to the top of my card. Add that in there. And the reason why I did polished pink was to try to bring out some of the pink, even though it's a lighter pink. I thought the polished pink was a bold color to like bring out a lot out of this DSP, because I love this DSP. Now I'm going to ink up my stamp that says Happy Holidays, and then stamp up here at the top. Try to center it and get it straight. And remove. And then I'm going to start adding my trees. So I want to bring in this tree in the center, and then a tree in the back. So I think that's about probably a good height right there. So I'll add some glue to the back of this. All right, so put that right there. And then I'll add the next tree. All right, so here we go. Let's place that about right there. And then we'll bring in some of our presents. All right, so I think, let's see, do I want just a couple presents? Do I want more? I think I will do maybe those, and maybe do this one as one standing up. All right, so I'll add these to right here. That way it kind of covers up the bottom of that tree. Then I'll add this other one to the, whoops, to the outside. Alrighty, and there, we'll add that there. And then I'll bring this one in, and I'll use a pop dimensional for that. So I'll just use one. It's a small enough package. I think I'll put it going sideways. So kind of like that. Then we'll go to the inside of the card and add some presents on the inside. So this is how I did the inside here. So I'm going to take this one. I think I'm going to use a taller present this time and maybe do more than, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to add the tall one to the right, and we'll kind of put it at an angle. And then I think I'm going to add the smaller one to the left. Put that kind of at an angle. And then this one has the adhesive on the back, and we'll put it right here in the center. So there we go. That is our card. And so bring in the ones that, this is what we did for the mystery stamp, this fun fold card, and added the plant on the inside. And then these are a few of my extra samples. And thus, instead of doing cardstock, I put a piece of DSP and stamped that on, and then used my Stampin' Blends to color that in. And then I used the big cats, and I cut this out of the DSP and popped that up on dimensionals and gave it some grass, and then put a plant on the inside with him. And then this one here is the one that inspired a different style of card or a different orientation. This one is the one that goes landscape, and then this one here is the one that is portrait. So there we go. That is a quick and fun, simple card. And to go over the measurements again, the piece of the cardstock for the base is 6.5 by 4.25, and then it was scored at 5.5 to give this little section here. And then the second piece of the polished pink cardstock, the size on it was 5.25 by 2.75. And then our inside basic white was 5.25 by 4. The focal image for the basic white was 5 inches by 2.5. And then our strips of our DSP, there were 2 of them that were 1 inch by 5.25. And then there was one that was 3/4 by 4 inches. So there we go. There is our Facebook live for tonight. And I want to thank you for joining me. And hopefully you'll give this style of card a try and leave me a comment if you like the style and if you give it a try and it's a fun card for you. So thank you for watching and leave me a comment. Thank you. Have a good day.